I want Aaron's legacy to be more than the last few years of his life.
Angel Carter Conrad, so good to be with you. And congratulations on becoming an ambassador for the Kids Mental Health Foundation. I can only imagine how this is near and dear to your heart. How is it? Why did you want to get involved?
After Aaron passed away, it was at the time it was a second sibling of mine who had died, and a fire lit inside of me to want to continue the conversation about mental health and to break this stigma that surrounds it. Aaron had this fear of talking about his issues for so many years, and we always wanted him to, get the help that he needed and to have an openness to talk about it. So that's what that's really about today.
You're recently kind of celebrating Aaron's posthumous album as well. Tell me about that.
So during the Songs for Tomorrow concert, we had played a video of the recovery song, and it was all these clips that fans had recorded when Aaron was touring with this music. And we pieced it all together and had him sing at the event. They were begging for us to release this music. So now it's about releasing the music, giving the fans what they really want, and also continuing to raise awareness for this foundation. And also, we set up a trust for Aaron's son so that the proceeds will go toward his son and towards this foundation so that they can continue to do their vital work in mental health.
Can you talk to me more about that album and kind of how fans continue to keep his legacy alive through their celebration and their honoring of the music that he had that meant so much to them?
The fans meant so much to Aaron as well. Music was Aaron's heart and soul. And to be able to continue this for him and to give the fans what they're asking for with this music is just such a blessing.
Can you talk to me about your personal mental health, Angel? How are you? How are you? How are your family?
I always say that I'm better today than yesterday. It's really taking it one day at a time. Grief comes in different waves. And, one day I may feel, one way and the next day I may feel another. But for me, I've spent years in therapy, working on myself and living a healthy lifestyle and surrounding myself around good people who are educated and want to be better. And I really go back to when I was 18 years old, actually, when I had my show on House of Carters. And when we finished filming that show, I remember the last day that we were in the house, and Nick sat us all down in the living room. And he said to us, "Who wants to go to therapy? I will pay for you to go to therapy." And it's such a moment because it really was a defining time for me in my life, and it really changed the course for me. But I remember that day because I was the only sibling who raised my hand and took that offer from Nick. And I've been in therapy ever since then. And I'm just so thankful that I, at 18 years old, took that opportunity and seized it because in the long run, it really did save me. Having that openness to want to be better and to learning from people who are older and wiser than me and not feeling like I am judged for my issues.
What is one of your best memories of that show since you brought up nostalgia?
Yeah. Being with my family, having all of us kids together in the house, when we moved into that house and we filmed that show, it had been years since we had all lived together. My parents had divorced when I was 15. We all split apart. And Nick's goal was to bring us all back together, to give us an opportunity to create a better life for ourselves. And that's what that was really about. So I'm just so incredibly thankful that I had that time with my siblings.
I know it's been just over a year since Aaron's passing, Angel, and he brought out so much joy in people throughout his career. I want to know, what do you want your brother's legacy to be?
I want Aaron's legacy to be more than the last few years of his life. Aaron was a child star, and Aaron did have a platform, and Aaron did have a love for people and for his fans. And now I would like to see the legacy of Aaron change into something positive, which is to continue to raise awareness, to help children, to save lives. Aaron's life has already saved lives. I will tell you, after the Songs for Tomorrow benefit concert, one of his fans reached out to me the day after. And she said, I just wanted to let you know that my friend has been struggling with addiction issues for many, many years. And after your concert, he checked himself into rehab. He's been doing so much better now. And he took that opportunity. And I'm just so thankful that Aaron has touched so many people's lives and will continue to do so. And I hope to be a vessel for that for him.
His son, I know his son Prince, he's still pretty young, right? How old is Prince now?
Princess too.
2 years old. How is he doing? If you can give us any perspective on it.
Prince is a really smart, vibrant little kid. He has a lot of support from his family and from his mom. And we really hope just to teach the kids in the Carter family and just in life in general that this is a life lesson, that tragic things are going to happen to you. Bad things are going to happen to you. And at the end of the day, it is a choice to find the good in every situation. And the good in this situation is that we can all learn a lesson from this tragedy. And that's a life lesson. So I want to show the children in my family, my daughter, my nieces and nephews, that these moments don't have to define you.
Specifically, what will you tell Prince one day about his father?
That Aaron was a happy soul and he was a good person. And, at the right time, at the right age, he will learn more about his family. I mean, that's just a given. That's going to happen. But I hope that he sees the work that I'm doing with this organization and how important mental health is and the vital work that we're doing and just creating these healthy conversations about how important that is and that he sees the lesson in all of this.
Your family, you have been through so much. I know even on our website, we did one of our headlines regarding it was a letter in December, late December, that you penned to your sister, Bobbie Jean Carter. It was a very moving tribute. I could only imagine where you are in your grief journey on losing her. Where are you? And what was your favorite memory, if you can share?
It's one day at a time. I'm better today than yesterday. And that's how I look at it. But as far as a memory with my sister, Bobbie, she was like a mom to us growing up. She was so nurturing and just loved, dressing us up and pretending that we were her babies. And, I just try to focus on our early childhood memories and to hold on to that.
How are you so strong? How is it possible? How are you staying afloat? What do you do in your time to feed into you, Angel?
I look at my life and our childhood, and it's complicated. So many things happened, and there's not one answer for it. But what I will tell you is that from childhood, I was in school the longest. I was in a structured and disciplined environment more than my siblings were. And because I was neglected by my family, I spent a lot of time in the homes of my friends and their families and just sitting around the dinner table after school and having a meal and talking about our day. So I always had that openness and that drive in me. And I always had, I was the observer in my family. So I kind of just like would sit back and kind of watch, the chaos going on around me and just kind of kept to myself. And then once I turned 18 and I had the opportunity to go to therapy, that was when everything changed for me. And also, I met a few people along the way who are older and wiser than me and who are still mentors for me and are a big part of my life and are like grandmas to my daughter. And I have created my own family in a sense. And those are choices that I have made for myself.
After speaking about the neglect, because the next word that came to my mind was resentment. Growing up in that manner, in that chaos, was there ever any resentment in your heart? towards your family?
There are times where I feel angry over things that have happened or I feel upset. But I have such a deep understanding now of the psychology behind my family dynamic. And it is so deep rooted. This is a generational dysfunction issue. And when Aaron died, I said to myself, this stops today. We are not going to live like this anymore. The children of this family are going to not live in this anymore. And we are going to break this cycle. And that is why I love this organization so much, because it focuses on children. It is about children. We don't call it preventing. We call it early intervention for a reason. Because if you start implementing change and healthy conversations within the home from a young age and really listening to your children and being there for them, being present, physically and emotionally, spiritually present for your children, that's all your kids want.
Mhm.
Is they want you to be there. They want to feel included. And for me, again, it's about creating this structured and disciplined environment for my daughter, but teaching her social skills and allowing fun. It's about protecting your child's innocence. And that is what I'm doing with my child. And that is what I'm trying to show my nieces and nephews and the Carter family, turning this ship around into something positive. And that's why Aaron's legacy is going to be so much more than what happened to him. It's going to be what is happening after he's died.
What's been the most challenging question that maybe your daughter has asked you that has stumped you regarding the situation and the family dynamic?
When Aaron passed away, it obviously there's a protection that goes into not showing and exposing everything to my 5-year-old daughter who doesn't understand, what is happening. And there are parts of me that has to, hide my grief. But I will tell you, she said to me in the car the other day, I was driving her to school, and she knows Aaron is in heaven, and I tell her that. But she said to me, Mommy, I want to tell you something. I said, yeah. She said, Aaron, he lives in my heart and he talks to me in my heart. And I was driving down the road and I had sunglasses on and I just started crying and I didn't want her to see me. But she said that. She said, Aaron lives in my heart. And that was just, such a moment and just such a reminder of everything that we're doing and how important this is. Life is about love. It's about connecting with people and it's about showing up for people. And that's what mental health is about too, is creating a space for your friends and your family to feel like if they have something going on that they can talk to you about it, that there's not this stigma around it.
Thank you for sharing so much. And also thank you for sharing your family, your daughter, and your experiences with us, because it shows that you're not navigating this alone. We're not navigating this alone. And like you said, we're all humans. We're all in this together.
We're all in this
And
together. Exactly.
it's a beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you so much for your time, Angel. We
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much.
it. And enjoy the rest of your day. Okay.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.